Hey, how's it going, everyone? We're having a fun deck over here. Again, super easy, accessible, very budget. Obviously, there's, new support for it that you could deck out, make it more expensive, especially with the extra deck. The extra deck is, very flexible, so, it's just a matter of what you do. So, I don't care too much about the extra deck, but, obviously, I still made one that I feel like is relevant. And if you can't tell already, it is Volcanic. So let us dive into this. And yeah, hopefully you enjoy. So we're going in, lowest to highest in level. So we have 3 Rimfire, 3 Scattershot, 3 of the Trooper. So again, also I focus on very pure builds for the most part. Since I feel like even if someone tries to, blend this with something else, is it really gonna ever be meta? No, it's more just for fun. So sometimes I do blend things with other ideas I have. But this one, you'll see where I guess more of the fun is in the spells and traps than it really is the monsters. The monsters I just felt like keeping pure for the most part, but you will see some fun ideas. So we have Volcanic Rocket, and then 3 of the new Volcanic Emperor. Even though I want to say Doomfire, but it's close enough. I don't know. That's one thing. Maybe I will try to put in an OG Doomfire because I feel like I still have one. So hopefully. And then here's the still fire cards, but not actually volcanic. So 2 fire channelers. I feel like I've seen some people play this card too in their builds, and I feel like they've changed the ratios, but felt like 2 is fine. And then also, which I haven't seen, which I'm shocked, I guess because a lot of people will play different cards, for varying things. But the Barrier Statue, I feel like for having fire, it's really good because no other deck really, other than Rescue Ace. So yeah, I feel like this is pretty good against literally almost every other deck except Rescue Ace. So, not really too worried about that in the slice. And then last card is the Dragon Ruler. So Blaster, just a one of. I feel like it goes pretty well with this since everything is fire. And let us dive into the spells now. So 2 Blaze Accelerators. Then doing 3 Fire Ejection. Then I'm doing 2 Fire Recovery. So this is a newer card that is great for basically any fire deck now. So definitely a great card overall. I have an Infernoid deck I haven't showed yet, which I'm not sure if I'll still tinkering around with it. But I got a playset of this, so I decided to put the other one in there since there really is only 1 card for Infernoids you really want out anyway. So for this deck, it felt more helpful. 2 Foolish Burial Goods. I have cards to the side that I'll show at the end where they were like maybes, so one of them would be a 3rd copy. But I don't know, I feel fine with 2. And now diving into the traps. I have 3 Volcanic Emission. It is funny though, because I could really deck out all these cards, because I do like how a lot of the newer ones are hollows, so definitely could have fun with that, because overall it's still cheap. But at the same point, I know this isn't a deck that I would really playtest with too often, but it's just fun to mess around with. And then 3 Volcanic Inferno. Also, let me know if you like how I'm doing this, because even though I'm putting them down, I'm still trying to have people see the artwork, see the actual wordings of the cards if they ever want to pause it. Just because there are some deck videos I've seen, and if I want to pause and read a card, I feel like a lot of people don't always showcase it. They'll just say the card name, and I don't know, I feel like I appreciate being able to read it sometimes too. Blaze Accelerator Reload, only 2 of. This is one of the more fun tech cards, which I'm sure other people are using. The Spiritual Fire Art. Because the great thing about this is what I like is the burn damage. So obviously there's other cards that deal with burn, but I feel like this is great. And the last card in the deck, which again I like dealing with burn damage is Loop of Destruction. So can definitely have fun with that as well. And so now, before I dive into the extra deck, I'll quickly just showcase some of the cards I was thinking of. Also, this is the sleeve over it that's giving it the holographic, because I feel like when I've had this in my trade binder, people felt like, whoa, what kind of rarities is that? I'm like, it's literally just a sleeve. Like, the card itself is still a super, but, you know, as you can see, it goes past it. But, yeah, Ectoplasma, I don't know, it's just a very old school card that I feel like would be fun with this. The only issue is, it's half the original attack, so for some cards it's kind of useless. But at the same point, it also does force your opponent to get rid of a card too. So I feel like, you know, maybe I would try to put that in. Old school card I had, which I feel like, I could try to plug it in there, is, you know, the OG Tri-Blaze Accelerator. The other Foolish Burial Goods I said, another Barrier, another Accelerator, another Inferno, another Chandler, and Shell. I thought I had them in there, but yeah, that's just that. But I know everyone just rather see the extra deck. So for the extra deck, we have 3 Infernal Flame Banshee. You know, it's just convenient. You know, it's not really something I go into crazy, but it definitely is, you know, a card that I feel like you still definitely want to have in there. And I definitely just appreciate the artwork of this card. I feel like there are other fire decks that are definitely utilizing that more. I feel like obviously every deck now has an Abyss Dweller, so again, it's just a common one. Do I have hollows? Of course. Am I going to put in this deck? No, it's not worth it, but, you know, it's still just a card you want. Even though it is funny, though, always seeing Dweller than in, like, a fire-only deck. I don't know, because I feel like the whole point of this was keep it fire, but at least this card is fire, which I feel like is a fun, cheap XYZ card that is also very generic. Just because it's very good with also having decent size attack too. So if anyone ever wants to like have a fun kind of like budget duel with, you know, their friends and anything, I definitely feel like this is a card worth picking up, since it's for sure only pennies. Like, I feel like no one is actually going out of their way to get this common, you know, because especially for actual dinosaur decks, they have way better options. And then I have 2 rank 8s as well. So the Hieratic Sky, which is funny though, because I just have a bunch of these, both of these cards. So, you know, I just felt like it works in here for if I ever do focus more on that. So now for the links, definitely go into this more, you know, the Fire Charmer. Still have Muckraker. I do like, though, how, besides Muckraker, you'll see Scareclaw. These are just, like, very affordable now. Very, just, overall great cards, especially since, you know, it's generic. So, you know, with a lot of the Volcanics, you know, it's better to have them in the graveyard anyway. And just this card alone just stops a lot of decks. So, I'm definitely a big fan of that. And then, I'm actually shocked I put the Hollow Unicorn in here, since, I don't know, I guess I just had one laying around and I was like, why not? But yeah, Nightmare Unicorn, just, you know, also great, easy card to use. Also, it is great with the discard effect. And if I do Link Climb, I really do enjoy Boral Sword. And then, yeah, I have 2 Boral Swords. For some reason, I thought I had a Boral End also, but for some reason, I don't know, have 2 of them in there. I guess mostly I have that in case, you know, I get to other monsters and I just want to get out of Scareclaw or whatever. But yeah, that's basically the deck. Hopefully you enjoyed. And yeah, tell me what you think. Stay happy, stay healthy, and hopefully you check out this deck, because, I don't know, the nostalgia for Yu-Gi-Oh! GX decks is just, you know, always nice to see.